Picture this. You're in a hospital bed, not dramatically, not in a movie way, just lying there, tired, the kind of tired that doesn't go away with sleep. Your family's in the room. Someone's holding your hand. Someone else is pretending to check their phone so they don't have to make eye contact. And then something shifts. Not painful, not dramatic, just different, like a light dimming slowly instead of switching off. Oh, hey there. I'm going to walk you through what just happened to you, second by second. From the moment your heart stops to whatever comes after, because nobody tells you this part, and you deserve to know. Let's start with the body. The moment your heart stops, your brain has about 10 seconds of oxygen left. 10 seconds. In those 10 seconds, your neurons are firing everything they have. A last electrical surge that researchers didn't expect to find. In 2023, a team at the University of Michigan recorded brain activity in dying patients. What they found made the scientific community very quiet. In the seconds after the heart stopped, certain brain regions became more active than they ever were while the person was alive. The same regions associated with dreaming, consciousness, memory. Your brain, in its final seconds, was more awake than it was at breakfast. Nobody knows why. After those 10 seconds, you lose consciousness. But here's where it gets strange. Losing consciousness is not the same as being gone. Your cells are still alive, individually, each one still running its own processes, still burning glucose, still maintaining its membrane. Your body doesn't know you've died yet. It takes time. Your skin cells will stay alive for several hours, your bone cells for days. Your corneas can be transplanted up to 24 hours after death. You are not one thing turning off. You are millions of things turning off one at a time. Now let's talk about the part nobody can measure. Where did you go? This is where science gets honest and says, we don't fully know. But here's what we do know. In 2014, a large international study called AWARE looked at cardiac arrest survivors, patients who were clinically dead. No heartbeat, no brain activity. By every medical definition, gone, and then brought back. About 40% of them reported some form of awareness during the time they were dead, not hallucinations, not dreams, something they described as more real than real life. One patient accurately described what the nurses were doing in the room while he had no heartbeat and no measurable brain activity. He shouldn't have been able to see anything. He was dead. And yet, Dr. Sam Parnia, who led the study, said this: the evidence suggests that the human mind and consciousness may continue to function beyond the point of death. He didn't say it definitely does. He said the evidence suggests. That's a scientist being careful. That's also a scientist who has spent his career studying death and came away uncertain. Now let's talk about what survivors actually describe, because there's a pattern, almost universal across cultures, across countries, across people who had never heard of near-death experiences before. A sense of leaving the body, moving through darkness, then light, not the white tunnel of movies, something harder to describe, something that feels, they say, like coming home, a life review, not a judgment, more like watching a film of everything you ever did and feeling simultaneously what everyone else felt because of you, the good and the bad, all of it, at once. And then, for most of them, something stops them. They come back, and almost every single one of them says the same thing about what they saw. They're not afraid anymore, not of dying, not of anything. Some of them were angry to be back. Think about that. The people who have seen whatever is on the other side came back not traumatized, not broken, changed, calmer, more certain, less interested in the things that used to consume them. Now, are these experiences real? Or is it just a dying brain producing one last story? Some scientists believe the life review, the light, the sense of peace, is the brain flooding itself with endorphins. A final mercy, a last dream before the signal ends. Others point to the cases like the one Parnia documented, the verified observations, the things people saw that they couldn't have seen. We don't have an answer. We have two possibilities. Either your consciousness is something your brain produces, and when the brain stops, it stops, like a song ending when the speaker breaks, or your consciousness is something your brain receives, like a radio picking up a signal, and when the radio breaks, the signal keeps going. Nobody has proven which one is true. The most honest thing science can say is that death is not what we thought it was. It is not a moment. It is a process. And whatever you are, the part of you that reads these words and understands them, the part that remembers and loves and wonders, that part has never died before. It has no idea what's coming. Neither does anyone else. But the people who came closest and came back don't seem to be worried. And maybe that's the only data point that matters. You're going to die. So is everyone you love. So is everyone who ever lived. And not one of them can tell you what happens next. But almost everyone who glimpsed it came back saying it was okay. More than okay. Like waking up from a dream you forgot you were having.